only one under his leadership, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. Anybody that is confusing anyone or telling you there is another, no, there is nothing. There's just one, recognized by His Excellency Simon Ekpa.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you once again to this amazing platform where we disseminate information that has to do with the restoration of independent state of Biafra. I appreciate everyone that has connected to this platform. This is Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV, a platform that stands for the United States of Biafra, under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the supreme command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And today, under the leadership of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the Deputy Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, COS interim, I welcome all of you to this very platform. Happy New Year to everyone that is watching, wherever you are watching from. We are in a new year. And as we enter the new year, many people are asking questions and they say, what next? Where is the way to go? The way to go is simple. We are pursuing the recognition of the United States of Biafra and the restoration of Biafra fully on the ground. That is the phase where we are today. Every one of us must continue to give our contribution the best way we can. And remember, I urge you to like and share. Share to your neighbors, share to your family, share to everyone to key in and join us on this gospel. Do not be distracted, regardless what you hear, regardless what you see, regardless the propaganda and blackmail that is flying from right, left, and center. Do not get distracted. Be focused, because Biafra have been declared on the 29th of November 2024, and there is no going back. We are pursuing the recognition of Biafra.
I have right here in the studio CP Chuks Ewonwu, a former commissioner of police for Oyo State, and I also have here as well Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, who is a political, national, and social affairs commentator. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to you and to the listeners.
CP Chuks, I miss you. Like, I miss you physically here in the studio, and I'm so wild and I'm happy that you're here with me, because I really need your analysis and your expertise on the issues that we're going to discuss this evening on the Evening Rush. Once again, you're currently listening to the Evening Rush, and these are the hot topics. My name is Esther Machko. My in-house guest here is CP Chuks Ewonwu and Mr. Lawal Ekundayo. They'll be giving us their perspective to the issues on the hot topic. CP Chuks, I'm going to start off with you this evening. Are you surprised to hear the response from Bayo Nanuga and Daniel Bwala on the remarks made by Peter Obi? I want you to recall that when that state of emergency was declared, it's a very recent state of emergency. I even have the audio where Peter Obi made some remarks concerning what transpired and how he described his own scenario when he was, the governor of Anambra State, and how he went through his impeachment process. Now, on that very day when the situation occurred, CP Chuks, let me tell you something. On that very day it occurred, as the president just finished giving his live broadcast, Atiku tweeted immediately. He reacted. Showore has been on 3 media forums, popular media forums, berating this administration, call them all sorts of derogatory names, call the president certain names. You know how bold and audacious he is. I did not hear the presidency or anyone from the presidential cabinet come out to chastise him, to castigate his comment. Obasanjo has also made a remark as well against the state of emergency declared in Rivers State. The presidency has come out to actually disclose that Obasanjo was one of the persons that introduced bribery into our democracy. That's basically what Bayo Nanuga referred to in response to Obasanjo's criticism to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's state of emergency declaration. And it's funny because as it stands right about now, you begin to wonder, when did we get to this level? And it only took them speaking about Peter Obi's remarks. Maybe we should hear what Peter Obi said first Maybe that will help us understand what this whole thing means or how Peter Obi went far. And then also speak on what Showore said and how brazen Showore made his comments. So let's just briefly listen to Peter Obi, and then you help me explain why they pick on him. Because Showore has called Peter Obi a wimp, that it's easy for them to pick on him because they know he wouldn't react. I don't know what he means by that, but let's listen to this.
What Bishop Kuka said, he said the work in progress. Let me follow my brother when he said about 1999. If you look at where we are today, it's like they started in 1999, laid the foundation. Some people came and took it to a decking, and some people were trying to raise it to first floor, and some people came and knocked everything down. That's the situation. We have to knock down. Nothing works. And I'm somebody who can say this exemplarily. I became a governor to the court when President Obasanjo and Atiku were government. I did not pay the court one naira. I was sitting in my house in the office, and the court declared me winner. When a governor is not student, it can happen in Nigeria today. When I was being impeached, the president sent people to come and intervene on my behalf. Ken Namani came begging house people not to impeach me. Today, the president impeaches the person. So that is the thing that for us. They were begging my house not to impeach me. And they were PDP. I was in Africa. And they were begging. President was calling me and said, Peter, are you okay? Well, even when I was impeached, President Obasanjo called me and said, are you okay? Are you safe? When I go back from the court, when court eventually declared me under Ndimba, President Yaradua called my phone in London and said, congrats. I said, President, I can't come back because, if I come back, these people, he said, tell me the flight in which you're coming back. And I told him, when I came in the first time, military people came to receive me at the airport. I couldn't believe it. I took me straight to him. Now the president will ask me not to come back here again. So insane. Let's not talk about it. Let's talk about how we are going to rebuild it. It's collapsing.
I'm glad that the last respondents said yes and no. So,
well, I would say to China, China is not democratic.
it isn't.
And I'm not going to compare ourselves with Singapore. It's a country of less than 5 million people. But I'll compare ourselves with Indonesia. Indonesia is 280 million. And coincidentally, the country with the highest number of Muslims. We should look at their democracy. They have what we call proportional representative. That is what I've always championed and we should do. You cannot have, let me even go back, no country in the past 3 years conducted election have less than 30% of registered voters participate in the election, and they held it. Everyone was going and check from South Africa to Mexico to Indonesia. They were not less than 60%. Nigeria was 23% of registered voters. In that 23%, Nigeria is the only country where you can be declared a winner without receiving 50% plus one of the vote. Our own was 37%. And there's no proportional representation, which is why you can have opposition here. Because if you had that, what is said wouldn't have happened. Because the person there now have 37% of the vote, call it 40. In the Senate, would have had 44 members. PDP, with their leader, would have had about 34 members.
All right, CP Chuksawa, when you've heard Peter Obi speak there, tell me how he's spreading vitriol, how he is heating up the polity, how he is casting aspersions on this administration. I want to understand where Daniel Bwala and Bayo Nanuga is coming from.
Well, I am not surprised.
Why are you not surprised?
It has been part and parcel of the style of Bayo Onanuga, of which Bwala have followed suit. The hatred from Bayo Onanuga on the Igbos, not just P2B, is alarming, it's very worrisome, and it is such that if I were the president,
Just the mic.
I will fire Bayo Onanuga or replace him to a less visible office where he cannot be inciting against a tribe or a group of Nigerians for whatever they believe in. His level of stereotype is extremely high. And I want to give you an instance. Immediately after the elections of 2023, let me start from there. He said one thing, if I could remember, that by the time the system deals with the Igbos, Lagos will not be a comfortable place for them to remain further. Something like that.
Can you imagine? This is not working for the president.
You can imagine. People were like, what sort of thing is this? That Igbos are now coming to claim that Lagos is no man's land. When the Igbos said that, he was not able to produce such evidence because there was no such thing.
No, these are statements that go on social media.
Now, you spokesman to Mr. President is
Inciting.
raising and inciting those
Comments.
comments. So what exactly do you want to achieve by that? That one went. Into 2024, there was like that who will make irresponsible statements, will do like that, who will make irresponsible statements, will do that, and just walk away. It's insane claims and setting. Such a thing should not just go like that.
At all.
It is something that needs to have not only a national attention, an international dimension. Because from what the Igbos suffered between 1966, July, pogroms, the civil war, loss of lives, damage to property, and so on and so forth, is something. It was a total genocide. It was not a civil war. It was a calculated attempt to completely exterminate the Igbos from the surface of the earth. I stand to be contradicted.
But why? Where is this endemic hate? The hate is so, you can feel it. It's crispy and it's consistent. I don't know why. What should elicit that kind of hate? We're one nation. Why would that kind of hate be prevalent years from that time? And it has become rife now that it's like there is a resurgence of it. Because I'm shocked. You have terrorists attacking every aspect of the country.
Exactly.
You're not considering that as a priority for your administration to react to and speak to. You didn't consider a situation where you will call for an internal meeting with your security agencies and compel them to rout out Boko Haram wherever it is you can find them. ISWAP, you just heard what ISWAP did in a particular northern community. They killed several soldiers in a military base in Borno. How? After Boko Haram and ISWAP terrorists launched an assault on a forward operating base in Wajiroko area of Borno State. Who gave them intel? Just 3 or 4 days ago, in Yobe State, ISWAP murdered 3 Nigerian soldiers as well. They did a video of it and posted it. You're not considering that something that you can react to? No, CP, I want to understand. How can you be in an administration that does not promote healthy opposition? Is it a crime if the opposition speaks? Because it got so bad that Peter Obi or the opposition literally went silent. When I mean opposition, Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, they all decided to let the courts take its proceedings. They don't want a situation where you rile up our supporters, and at the end of the day, anyways, when you have the state almost against you with all the powers conscripted on the particular state or region, you can't do anything about it. Others have called the opposition wimps. They've called them spineless. They refused to be. They were not part of the protest. If you notice, the End Bad Governance protest and the Fearless protest, we didn't see any of the opposition. It was only Sowore that we saw being active. And a couple of people think that Sowore deliberately tries to insert himself in controversial situations like this. Well, whether you see it or not, he has exuberated and, displayed a sense of commitment to, wanting to free Nigerians from the clutches of what he considered to be a dictatorial system of government. So why is that the prominent issue here? Why should that kind of situation be coming from an administration that is meant to be calling for national unity and cohesion? Why? CP, I'm asking you.
Oh, I thought you're okay.
No, you were talking before I decided to come in there.
You see, the thing is very worrisome. It's really disturbing because with the crisis at hand, we are talking of insurgency, we are talking of terrorism, we are talking of kidnapping, armed banditry, hardship in the economy, hunger, cultism, and so on and so forth. These are the enemies of states that we should concentrate and come out with a straight line policy on how to dismantle each and every one of them. Those special advisors in boats will not see such,